Hey guys, today we have an advanced sepulcrum event, so I thought I would max out Nutella's sepulcrum or stats and everything with you, and then also get to talking a little bit about how I'm thinking through stuff with merge sylphs. Tyre and Thor were announced, so I suspect either in this coming week's maintenance or more likely maybe next week, we're going to be seeing Tyre and Thor, and there are going to be some people who rush for it. But that isn't realistic for a lot of people, even people who, like myself, have bigger budgets for this game. And so we can talk about that a little bit. But first off, Nutella has all this nice red gear and everything. She's right now one of the best in rankings as far as non-merge sylphs. The sylph rankings are inundated with merge sylphs now, but amongst them she's still one of the best. That's because I have nice gear on her, nice refinements, and a lot of nice divinity souls. But she's behind a couple of the other ones because she's not done with her enchantments. So now, finally, get some advanced sepulcrum. And I'm going to get some advanced sepulcrum back for this, so that's why we wait for the events. I'm not sure this is going to be much more than 1,000. Each day it's about 1,000, so I might as well just max it out. And then tomorrow I'm thinking that I actually might put some advanced sepulcrum into Poseidon. I've been using Poseidon more for a lot of stuff, and so I've just been thinking, hey, maybe we can boost him up a little. I don't want to put advanced Mahra in there until I figure out what's going on with merge sylphs, and then get a red merge sylph once I do all that stuff. But he's low priority for the advanced Mahra that I have, but I think I can spare a little bit of advanced sepulcrum. But there's multiple days for this event, so I just want to wait a little bit. So here we go. Oh, come on. I really need a bulk collect for this stuff. But this helps my gold income and everything, so that's good. I ended up doing a little more than 1,200 enchantments, so it's not a ton. It's easier with the regular sepulcrum to just, go through a bunch of that. But still not bad. And then plenty of chests. This is great. So I'm pretty close to a mount. Okay, never mind. I'm not close to the mount. Well, I'll have to think about that. We are in a coupon period, so I can calculate things out. If I can get the mount, which is 800 chests for maybe like 30 bucks, then maybe I'll do it. All right. And so that's great. Let's go check out her stats now. Up to almost 285k BR. I actually think that might not be the highest BR red Hecate still. I think somebody might have a higher BR one, but we can check the rankings real quick. We can look at the cross-server Sylph rankings right now. From last night, she's at rank 61, and so yeah. So here is the number 1 Sylph. This is Chili Max. He has a ton of physical attack and magical attack here, and that's pretty common. But anyway, just a huge Odin. He has some of the best divinity souls, so he's going to have the highest BR one. And who's Barbie B? Is this Queenie B? I feel like this must be Queenie B, and she changed her name or something. I don't know who else that could be. Yeah, I don't see anybody else here. But anyway, just a slew of Odins and then a bunch of Friggas as well. And yeah, so my crossover section is crazy to say the least. And so yeah, oh actually, I think, unless this is this person, no, it looks like at this point it's all Odins. So last night there were a couple of Hecates higher BR than Nutella, so these guys, and now the top one is Evil Arrow, actually my guildie, and so now Nutella is just going to be barely ahead of him. So Nutella gets the the prestige of being the highest BR non-merge Sylph in our cross-server rankings. Yeah, so then there's 60 or so Odins and merge Sylphs and all of that stuff. And so yeah, so people have really dipped into this merge cost. I think some of the incentives in these epic spenders are really pushing people over. And so that's what I'm going to talk about a little bit, at least as far as what I'm thinking about. So the merge Sylph that's going to be coming, we can't see it yet. These are grayed out, but that's going to be merging Electro and Cerberus and Fire together, and it's going to be Tyre. And so materials irrelevant, and just thinking about the merge costs and stuff. How I want to sort of strategize going about this is, one, to still be very, very patient. I'm not going to go after Tyre, immediately, but at the same time, I am rather excited about it, and I do really like Electro and Fire pets, particularly Electro ones, and so for me, I'm very, very interested. Yeah, it's not going to be that great for especially group PvP stuff. I still think Odin and Frigga are better for group stuff, but I think there's some value in entertainment, and I think that Tyre and Thor are definitely going to be the funniest of the Sylphs. I think the damage they're going to do is going to be pretty comical. They're going to be huge for PvE stuff, and so even though I value PvP more in general, but that's because I'm a more competitive player, I think yeah, I think there's just something to it. I think that Fire and Electro, it just sounds awesome. I've looked at the skills, the Delphics are crazy, and there's some, I think it might be a little bit tricky to play, but anyway, I'm very excited about that. But it is going to be a 60k Balin cost if I merge them, and that Sacred Tree is just nonsense. There's no way I'm going to be dipping into that. And so when we're thinking about a 600 Balin, $600 or 60k Balin cost, we need to look at the spenders a little bit. So every single day, with almost no exception, there's a 20k Balin spender, and then there's usually one, if not two, epic spenders going on. Let me try and see if I can find them. Okay, so we have one epic spender. It usually has a mount at the end, and it goes to 80k Balins. So the merge cost is going to be almost all of that. In the scheme of things, I could very easily get to this 80 Balin one after doing the $600 to get 3/4 of the way, and so yeah, so definitely want to. When I'm thinking about making a merge Sylph, I want to wait until one of these spenders is really in my favor. And so I want to see either a mount that I don't have that preferably has a title, and then there's usually another, can I find it? No. There's usually another epic spender, a 3-day 80k Balin epic spender. It usually has a really stupid name to it, and which is why I can't find it right now. Aha. Sylph Enchantment Consumption, whatever that means. It sounds like an enchanting event that it isn't. But anyway, so then there's usually another set of an epic spender. This one happens to have Advanced Sepulcrum and Mahra in it. And so here, things that I would like to see are either really fancy will crystals, because Ilya loves will crystals, but ideally, and what I really am hoping the game does to incentivize these merge Sylphs, is to offer up a Loki, Freya, or Tyr seal at probably at the 80k Balin thing. But if I see a Loki or a seal for one of those merge Sylphs here, that'll be probably my cue to dip into this whole merge Sylph thing, and I'll pay the cost to make one of the merge Sylphs, and then through the spender get one back. And no, I'm not saying this is actually going to happen, but I think these are the things that people who are trying to be slightly more responsible with their budget for Wartune should think about, because the game is always going to push you to cash whatever new big thing or whatever is considered, in their heads, whatever they're trying to market to you, they're going to try and make you pay as much as possible at the beginning. And so if you can hold out for a while, I mean, things are getting better and better for the merge sylphs as far as, the longer you wait, the more free materials you get for the merge, which are actually pretty expensive. And also they're making so many incentives as far as spenders go, because they're overlapping multiple epic spenders and a big spender each day, just to do, whatever. So anything big that you buy is going to get you a ton of stuff from these events. So those are things that I'm thinking about, just as far as strategy for when I'm going to cash this. Obviously this one I haven't bought anything right now. And then, yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. Of course, as far as recharging for that, the event has passed, but you would want to recharge when there's a big recharge pack that's going to give you either a lot of interesting materials or probably a lot of advanced sepulcrum and advanced Mahra, so that you can upgrade this sylph once you get it. For lower cash tunes, I think this spender is, not spender, this recharge is quite good. It's, $5 a day, and it starts out a little bit slow, but then by the end, you'll have 300, almost 200 there, so like 500 or so beast souls, so you can get some mounts in the mount shop. For me, the Trunkions are the most interesting thing here, and since it's not enough to get me anywhere close to my next medallion, there's no point in me recharging for this, and beast souls I really don't need. So anyway, I didn't do that event. But yeah, for low cash tunes that still need a lot of mounts, that's great. But when we're talking about big ticket players, for sure, you need to think about when you want to be spending that money. I think a lot of people, especially the players that have so much money that they don't really care, some of them will just rip through these events, and they won't really care which ones they're spending at. But not everybody, nobody's going to do every single 80k spender. That's just, I don't know really anybody who does that. Even the cream of the crop cashers, I don't think the game gives the, they'll run out of things to do if they spend that much. And so when you're talking about the big stuff that you're gonna buy, then picking the ideal spender for you to do that is key. You shouldn't just do it because, oh, I want to have a sylph for class wars, or oh, I want to have a sylph for this, that, and the other, or nothing's that much of a rush. And so yeah. There's some people who are just going to, go for whatever they can, and that's power to them. But as far as what I think the strategy for people should be, that's that. But anyway, so I hope this info is a little bit helpful. I would check out the forums, because I think that Tyre and Thor are coming up soon, and so that's very awesome. And I think it'll just be exciting having all of the elements involved. I think because Tyre and Thor are coming out, that we might see the dual, so multiple stats for resistance crystals at some point, because it's going to be very hard to protect against all of them. So I think that'll really throw a wrench in a lot of things, and that you'll see a lot of people dying, unfortunately, because because they can't protect against all of the elements. So that should be fun. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for sharing this little milestone with me. Take care, you guys, and have a very good day.